Bro, the weight has fucking fell off of you. I'm looking at your face. Dude, this is like, who is this?
I don't know. Look at these fucking pythons, man.
Let's go, baby.
These things are fucking beautiful. My clothes don't even fit anymore, man. I have like 7 or 8 shirts on this thing that I've been wearing for the last couple of years working offshore. I wear them, but they're way too big. They're way too big. And I gotta go, whenever I get home, I gotta go buy some.
Terrible, isn't it? Gotta go down, spend some money at Dick's Sporting Goods.
My God.
Okay, so waist. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I've lost over 5.5 inches since we started.
oh my gosh.
There's nothing on my list that is not checked off. And I wholeheartedly believe that if you're going to put in the work, you need to put it in. So whenever I miss something, I make it up. I make it up because it is so worth it to be where I'm sitting right now.
I've got you an hour a day set up, right? Maybe an hour and a half. The rest of that is something that you took on and that you have to take on to get to the place you want to be, right? I've heard plenty of goals, right? I've seen a lot of them and I've helped a lot of people accomplish them, but it's just pathways there, right? Success pathway is there. And if you do step down it, do it cautiously because you might just change your life.
Yeah.
You might just change your
life.
life.
Yeah. In every good way.
Cool, man. I appreciate you being flexible with everything, time wise. What, bro, the weight has fucking fell off of you. I'm looking at your face, dude. This is like, who is this?
I don't know. Look at these fucking pythons, man.
Let's go, baby.
These things are fucking beautiful. I had a session with my therapist a couple days ago, and I hadn't talked to him in probably like a month or so. And as soon as we got on the call, he was like, "Bro," he's like, "I think you like." He's like, "I'm gonna guesstimate here, but I think you lost like 10 pounds." I was like, "Yeah, somewhere around there, 10, 15, something like that."
Something like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Different person. I feel completely different. I look completely different. It's been great.
I'm so happy to hear that. Talk to me, man. I'm looking at 253 yesterday. I want you to see this. What I get to see. Can you see my screen?
I sure can.
Okay. So this is what I get to see. It's a roller coaster, man.
That's like a ski slope, man.
It is a downhill. Who is this guy here?
I don't even know him.
Amazing.
No idea, bro.
I've shown you this a couple times, man. This is just done. Things are just getting done. Checking boxes.
But in 5 days, I lost 1/4 of an inch on my waist and about 1/4 of an inch in my chest.
Okay. So waist, holy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I've lost over 5.5 inches since we started.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty insane.
It's bizarre.
I look at my calorie burn every day. Like I track my calories religiously now. I look at like my resting calorie burn, my and like the calories I intake and what I do actively, and it's just insane, bro. I'm like anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 calories burnt a day, and I'm eating about somewhere between 1,700, I would say between 1,500 and 2,200 calories, depending on how I feel that day, more tired or whatever. But like I'm staying in a consistent 1,500 to 2,000 calorie deficit every day.
How would you say, because like for people that are going to either watch this or for me, how are you able to maintain that on board?
So like for me, it was 100% about setting boundaries. So like obviously, like I said before, I work on a boat I work 5 people to our boat, and I cook for 4 other guys. So the boundaries with them were fairly easy because it's me cooking and I get to say whether or not I'm going to eat something. But for the most part, it's, if you set a boundary early, if you say, "Hey, I cannot do this, I can't eat this, I can't eat that," people might buck you for a minute, but they're going to fall in line as they see consistency in what you're doing for sure. And the consistent kind of refusal to deviate outside of what you really want, they're going to let that shit go, is what I've kind of found. Right. And then it's like boundaries for myself, it really does come down to discipline, which comes down to consistency and like literally just telling yourself that I'm not going to do this. I cooked a jambalaya the other day. And then I made myself some fish and a salad. And before I had a chance, before they ate, I sat down and ate my salad and my fish. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done. So the other thing is like kind of self-engineering some parameters. We have a pantry. I do all the grocery shopping for us. I buy
Okay.
Oreos and Chips Ahoy and, fudge rounds for these guys because that's what they like to eat, right? And I don't knock anybody. Eat whatever you want to eat. Hey,
Right.
one Oreo this hitch. That's 70 calories, man. That's 70 calories in one Oreo. I can eat 5 apples and not hit it's over, 90, 70 calories. But my point is, instead of reaching in that pantry, I put my apples on the counter where I can reach them. I put peaches in the fridge. So whenever I open it up, they're right there. I eat Greek yogurt and blueberries every morning, and I put that right in the front of the fridge. And what I do is when I get up, I make a protein shake. I grab a bottle of water. I grab a Celsius and I walk straight to the galley and I grab a bowl, my food scale, blueberries and Greek yogurt, and I make it. Done. As long as I can make myself do those things within a relative amount of time and not give my brain long enough to say, well, what did we really want? Then I'm always going to hit that goal. I'm always going to do what I need to do. But I would say, even for people that don't cook for their guys, that don't do any of the cooking, it really is mindset. It's 100% everything in here. Mental focus. I said this, I thought about this the other day. So not to discredit anything that you do for us, but you give us a guideline to go by. These workouts are 45 minutes to an hour a day. You have 23 other hours in that day that you have to stay mentally focused. The gym is one thing. Doing all that is great. But unless you can take the other 23 hours and know what you want to do and execute what you want to do, you're not going to see the results that you really want to see. You might see some results, but you're not going to get to that level that you want to be, or the level that I want to be. I counted calories. I estimated my calories for about a month and a half of doing this. I did a lot of measurement stuff. I would measure how much I would, like a cup of this or whatever. But to truly understand what you're eating, you need to weigh your food. And so I had a scale at home. So I used that quite a bit. And then coming out here, I was like, you know what? Get a scale. There's no sense in not doing this. I'm going to get a scale. So I bought a scale and I measure everything. When I cut my peach in half and I pull the pit out of there, the first thing that I do before I walk to the fridge to grab that peach, my scale sits on top of the microwave. I grab that thing, I set it on the counter, and I hit on. That way, I cut that peach open, I pull the pit out, I drop it on there. What's my weight? Cool. And then I eat it. And then I go into my app and I input my calories. It is work. It's always going to be work. You are going to have to work toward what you want. It's not hard. It's not complicated, but it is work. But so is being unhealthy. Being unhealthy is a lot of work too. It's a lot of feeling like you don't have the energy to do anything. It's trying to bend down to put your boots on and coming up for a breath every 30 seconds or however you have to. I don't care what it is. Being unhealthy is way more work than being healthy. Being healthy is consistent habits. It's not hard. It's just consistent habits. And I think whatever you need to do to get into those habits, it's okay. It's okay to take baby steps. For the first month, I estimated my calories and I said, this is good enough. And it was, man. It was good enough for those first couple weeks. It was good enough to start measuring some things and kind of using the package details on the back of stuff, as far as nutrients and stuff like that goes. That's good enough in the beginning. Once you get into that, ramp it up. Just like these workouts ramp up every week. Every week you're doing something a little bit more and more and more. Do that outside of these workouts and you will see consistent results. And I am walking proof of this. I am living, breathing, walking proof of this because I am not the same guy that I was 2 months ago. Mind, body, and soul, without a doubt.
The conversation that we had, I think it was like I think you were in your shed.
I was in my trailer. I was in my work trailer. I remember like it was yesterday, man.
Yep, I remember it. Beard, scraggly, just fucking, just
Rough.
Like, what am I going to do? Like, who am I going to be? What do I have? Who can I turn into? And the vision was there. It just like the nerves just weren't sure, right? You just weren't sure. And then you proved it to yourself.
And that's another thing I thought of the other day. For anybody that's really thinking about doing this or even considering doing this, it's okay to be nervous because you're going to be. And for me, the nervousness was about my input. I was scared that I was going to get into something that required commitment and that I wasn't going to live up to my own standard. My standard, I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy that said, this is my life, and we talked about that. And I think that that's what most people, that even the people that reach out to you, the people that you reach out to, that's what they want, man. That's what, I mean, I'm sure you see it every time. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their face. They want it so bad. But I'm telling you, from this side of things, you are terrified that you're not going to put the work. And I proved myself 100% wrong. It's okay to be nervous, but it's not okay. That's not a good enough reason not to do this. Whatever it is, you don't work on a big enough boat, you don't have this, you don't have that. I had personal stuff going on in my life. I had stuff going on at work. I had just changed jobs. Valid or not, all of those things are excuses. Valid or not, there are reasons why people can't do things. But there is zero reason why you cannot let this man right here help you get to where you want to be. There's no reason, because if you do give him a chance, like, you will prove it to yourself. You'll prove it to him and you'll prove it to yourself. The accountability is a lot. Absolutely. But once you step into external accountability, you find internal accountability. I cannot go a day without stepping into some type of routine. I've been doing yoga for the last month or so, or the last few weeks. My rest days, there have been rest days where I don't do a yoga routine, but most of them, it's mostly because we're working, or we're offshore and we're doing this or doing that. But I make it up. Just like you saw in that calendar, there's nothing on my list that is not checked off, man. And I wholeheartedly believe that if you're going to put in the work, you need to put it in. So whenever I miss something, I make it up. I make it up because it is so worth it to be where I'm sitting right now. My clothes don't even fit anymore, man. I have like 7 or 8 shirts on this thing that I've been wearing for the last couple of years working offshore. I wear them, but they're way too big. They're way too big. And I got to go, whenever I get home, I got to go buy some new clothes.
Terrible, isn't it? Got to go
Yeah.
down, spend some money
Oh,
at
man.
Dick's Sporting
Yeah.
Goods.
My God. Yeah.
Oh, Trevor, I cannot say enough positive things about the way that you have taken control of your life. The way, and like you said, man, I've got you an hour a day set up, right? Maybe an hour and a half. The rest of that is something that you took on and that you have to take on to get to the place you want to be, right? I've heard plenty of goals, right? I've seen a lot of them and I've helped a lot of people accomplish them, but it's just the pathway's there, right? The success pathway is there. And if you do step down it, do it cautiously, because you might just change your life.
Yeah.
You might just change
You
your life.
might. Yeah. In every good way.